everyone, and welcome to the Terror Zone. I'm your host, Red. Well, this will be the last time you'll ever see me, because I have to make a few announcements today. First is that this will be the last time I'm hosting this episode of the Terror Zone, because now I'm gonna leave it up to my young ward, Haste. Hi. See, Haste is new around here, and he's going to be the new host of Terror Zone, because he's going to be playing Foxy Loxy in the new story, Foxy Loxy in the Cursed Book. Isn't that right? Yes, I'm going to be the new Foxy Loxy soon enough, and well, I'm also going to play one of the babies of Todd's kids, probably, and many more coming up soon. So be ready to see that. Oh, and also, I'd like you guys to meet my best friend, Tori. She is going to help me out with these stories and actually research about them. Hi! So, it won't be me anymore, it'll be them now, and I'm so glad to be passing them on this story. You see, I was supposed to be playing as Nick in the stories that you see here, and since Amanda did not have enough stuffed animal foxes, things had to get swapped around and things like that. So now that I am retired from playing as Foxy Loxy, well, actually, I don't really play Foxy Loxy in the original Tale of Three Foxes. I actually play Brer Fox. And Slick is, Foxy Loxy. The reason why it got switched is because, well, Slick is very small, and we want Foxy Loxy to appear tall. And right here, Haste is kind of the right size to become the Foxy Loxy I might need, and it will be time for me to go back to being, well, Nick. And I think it'll also work out for Todd for being Brer Fox. We'll have to see what happens with that, but we're gonna experiment on this and see how it works. Take it away, Haste. Thank you, Red. Now, I'm pretty sure all of you guys must miss Red right about now, because the fact that I know he's very popular on this channel. I'm sorry that he won't be around anymore, but I know that you'll get to see him again in a few more series pretty soon, along as playing as Nick in a few more Roger Rabbit videos or whatever. So I'm pretty sure you'll see him again soon enough. It won't be a long goodbye. You'll get to see him one day. Yeah, it'll be great to see him again, right? Yeah. Now today, for the Terror Zone, we're going to talk about the story of Bambi. Woohoo! Bambi! I love this story. It's about a deer and a lot of stuff and yes, but this one is much darker and more messed up than you think, my friend. This is the story of Bambi. Now, I'm going to refresh everybody's memory for the Disney version. So, take it away, Tori, since you're the brightness of them all. Just kind of recap the story for the people that don't know much about Bambi. Okay. Bambi is a book that follows a new fawn named Bambi. So, that starts out just like the movie. He's the son... Wait. Sorry about that. Bambi is the son of the oldest and wisest deer in the forest. He is also the deer of the longest ever lived, and why he is given the title of the great prince of the forest. Bambi throughout his life to the forest. Bambi is throughout his life has life learning the ways of the forest and meets friends along the way, like Thumper, Flower, Feline, and friend Owl. Bambi also learns how the seasons change. One day, Bambi and his mother visited the meadow, and a hunter came out and scared a lot of deers away. And with the process, Bambi got lost, and his mother had to go find him. Later, he gets saved by the great prince, and they eventually run away. They safely. Ever since then, when Bambi and his mother got back into the den, ran away from the hunter, Bambi ducked down, and his mother laid. His mother said to come back out. You don't have to hide any longer. Bambi said, "What happened, Mother? Why did we all run?" Man was in the forest. Ever since then, Bambi has learned man and how he must stay safe. Throughout his life, like most of the kids, he was very close to his mom. Bambi loved the snow with his friends, and he had lots of fun in the winter time with his friends. All is not fun, though, for Bambi, for he was very hungry, and the winter was getting rough. So Bambi's mom had to go and find food, and when she did, they were not alone. The hunter came back, and Bambi's mom was shot and killed. Bambi ran and got away, and found his father while he was looking for his own mother, crying. So Bambi's father trains him and lived and raised him until he was fully grown. Soon after he was fully grown, he meets Friend Owl, and he tells him about how being Twinner painted is, along with his friends Thumper and Flower, and he tells them about Twinner painted and how they could fall in love with a girl of their own being. And they were very skeptical about this. They did not want to fall in love with anyone. But soon after that happened, they soon fastly fall in love with Thumper falling in love with a girl rabbit, and Flower falling in love with another girl skunk. And the same happens to Bambi, where he falls in love with Feline that he meets as a child. But before he could do anything with her, he had to fight this deer named Rano. They got into a fight, and eventually Bambi wins. And they fell in love with each other and embrace each other. Soon after this happened, Bambi wanders off and finds the hunters. His father quickly finds him too, and he says, "It's Man. He's here again. We must go deep into the forest." So Bambi's father tells him to follow him and to follow him. But Bambi was too worried about Feline to even think about the father, so he runs off to go find her. While this was happening, there's a whole commotion of animals getting killed and being everywhere. Bambi had trouble finding Feline, and Feline had trouble finding Bambi. Feline had to find Bambi as well, and while she was looking for him, he got raced by a bunch of dogs. Ooh, like me. And that can't be good. So, a bunch of dogs chase after Feline, and she is trapped. Bambi quickly came up to save her, and Feline was able to scurry off free. Bambi ran off to get away from the dogs, and then once he jumped to a high ledge, the hunter shot him. And he couldn't get up. He was very injured in the process. His father came over, and he said to tell him to get up. He encouraged him to go on. And they went off together to escape from the forest fire that simply happened after the hunters left their campfire on. So they had to run away quickly from the forest and end up in a safe place where they could be safe. And on that safe place, Bambi was able to be reunited with Feline once again. Later the next day, Feline was greeted by the animals, for she had two twin deers. And looking over them was Bambi with his father. His father soon left him, saying that he is no longer ruler and that Bambi is now the prince of the forest. And that's the whole summary of the story of the Disney version of Bambi. And now here is the book version. The book kind of follows some kind of book, but it's much seriouser, and we'll get into that soon. With a lot of things that don't really follow as much, but we'll have to get into it. It's more like nature and survival, and you'll see soon enough. The book follows a new fawn named Bambi, so starts out just like the movie. It's his son of the great prince of the forest, but he doesn't know it yet. Unlike the animals that say that seeing him how cute he was, instead there was a bird that saw him and talked to the mother on how he's going to take care of him, of one. Just another scene in the movie. Bambi's mom takes Bambi to the meadow to see the other animals, like friends of hers. Unlike Thumper, he is not a kid. Well, this one is called Friend Rabbit. He is not a kid. He is fully grown, and he didn't play a large role. While Bambi got through he learned things about nature, like how to talk to birds and fight over food, to get food. And one of the birds ended up getting killed. This event, you see what happens in this scene, is that two birds are fighting over food, and that one of them gets killed in the process. And Bambi gets worried about this, and his mother's like, "Don't worry, that won't happen to us because we don't fight over food like those birds do." So Bambi had nothing to worry about there. He also is to be aware of his surroundings before rushing into a field. Bambi's mother tells Bambi if he had to run, he had to go to the thicket as quick as possible. Even if something is happening to his mother, he keeps running. Bambi then meets his mother's good friend and their two fawns, Feline and Gobbo. They soon get along good with each other, and they play together almost basically every often as they could. And much like the Disney version, a group of deers pass through and they run over to see the Prince of the Forest. And really much like the Disney version, Bambi gets introduced to his father, who is the great Prince of the Forest. But unlike the Disney version, there is no fight and no hunters running around just to ruin the plans or anything. So after this happens, his mother gets more and more reckless of her son. So what happens is that when Bambi snuggles up right next to her, she backs off and says that you're not a baby anymore. And then one day, his mother actually abandons Bambi, and this reason why this is happening is because it's mating season. And well, Bambi wasn't quite ready for this. And when it happened, it was like Bambi was still crying for his mother and stuff like that. By this point, Bambi might have been a little bit older, but I'm going to say that he was probably a teenager of some sort. But he was still crying for his mother, and his father finds him, and he's very angry at how he was treated, on how he is still crying for his mother, and that he should learn how to be taking care of his own, and he should learn how to be on his own and learn how to, survive on his own. Soon, but his mom eventually reclaims Bambi and try to push him more and more throughout the season. The reason for this is that without a mate, the hunters have an easy target of getting the deer. And one of these days, that it'll be worried for Bambi to actually get a mate before it's too late, for that he would be killed like other deer before him. And that's all it for this story. We'll have to see you next time in part 2, where we bring out Thumper to this story. Sorry you couldn't make it today. Yeah, he had to do something else, but he'll be back in part 2 for this video. So keep watching more, and we'll get right back to Bambi shortly. We'll see you soon. Bye!